Hi you guys, I am Noelle with Noelle Rollins Art. So this video is part of the Path Forward series, all about learning from loss and grief in times of change. This video in particular is all about the first big holidays after a loss. So heading into Thanksgiving and Christmas, all of the December holidays, I know many people are facing this, how to go about it. So I want to share a chapter from my book called The First Big Holidays After. This is my book, Sacred Hellos, Messages from Heaven. All about signs from loved ones who passed on and my journey through grief the decade after losing my mom, and how I found hope again and purpose, and just a lot of lessons I learned along that way that I'm hoping can just help you or help others. So even if you have not experienced a loss, this may be, I guess I would just say I'd encourage you to watch this video because someone in your life probably has, and maybe you can offer even one of these tips to them, and hopefully you'll never be in this situation then. All right, I'm holding the book off camera, so I'm gonna look away a little bit off camera. The first big holidays after. The love of one person can light up a holiday and leave the memories forever perfect in our mind. Here's a passage I wrote in 2014. Thanksgiving is next week. We have no plans. My grandma's in her 90s now and had to quit hosting dinner for the holidays a few years ago. Going to her house was our family tradition my whole life up until then. We would pack into the car and drive 2 hours up north, up, and then over the big hill to see Lake Superior spread out in front of us. We were almost there. Delicious food, cousins, aunts, uncles would all pack together in our house for a few hours. Most of the men watched sports downstairs, while us women were catching up and playing with the kids upstairs. There were always homemade pies, and I can still picture the scalloped potatoes served up on china. In my mind are clear visions of mini turkey-shaped salt and pepper shakers, bowls of candy corn, and after-dinner mints in the middle of the tables. After dinner, we would look through the upcoming sale ads together and plan gift exchanges. It was magical. Together, all of us cousins would make lists of what gifts we wanted as kids, circling photos in the sale ads. Years later, we would plan on what we might get our own kids. A few times, I was lucky enough to experience the holidays with my daughter, my mother, and her mother. This year, my in-laws are all out of town, each traveling. I have not heard if there's a celebration on my dad's side. I hope so. I now realize how much my mom helped pull together these holiday gatherings, even on my dad's side. For the first 30 years of my life, I took these events for granted. The smell of my mom's perfume and the heat of her rollers on their metal pegs. We would watch until the red dots on the top of each roller turned to brown. Then we knew the rollers were hot enough, and I'd watch my mom set her hair, get all 5 of us kids together in the car, and my dad would drive us all. Talk radio about fixing cars would fill the long ride. There's a hole right now as I think back. I'm in an in-between place, not able to go back, yet not having new traditions to look ahead to. This will be my 6th Christmas without my mom's glowing festivities and tangible happiness. It's amazing how much one person can do to make the holiday perfect for so many others. As an adult now, I do not know how she did it. The house always had a warm glow. The Christmas tree was decorated with dozens of handmade ornaments from all throughout the years. Sometimes another smaller tree would be decorated with more formal matching ornaments in the front window. I can still hear the Christmas music playing throughout the house and distinctly remember the smell of pine, cookies, candles, and food. More than that, there was a loving energy. Anyone was welcome. Sorry, you guys. I don't know if you can. I have a visitor next to me here who's having me pet him. So sorry for the panting. I'm multitasking. All right. There was anticipation and magic in the air. Having everyone together was another opportunity for my mom to try out new recipes. One year she spoiled us with steak or lobster. Another we tested spinach and ricotta stuffed pasta shells. There were always meatballs or cheeses and homemade rice pudding. Looking back at my writing while here now in the present, so this was back in 2019 probably, it's heartbreaking now how holidays change so much after we've spent so many after we have spent so many with someone who's no longer here. This first Christmas, I was caught between wanting to head to the Caribbean and pretend Christmas was not happening, or recreating the perfect Christmas in my mom's honor. Have any of you had that? Where you're just like, do we just skip Christmas? Do we try to recreate how they loved it? The thought of pretending like they're, everything's normal is just intolerable. It all felt so heavy, and the holidays were arriving whether I was emotionally ready or not. It's now been a decade, and there have been happy celebrations and those with feelings of emptiness with my siblings and their families. What keeps me moving forward is that I want my kids to have memories like I did. I am much simpler in my approach to the holidays, but the amount of love is the same. Sometimes I have fallen back to doing the minimum. I play Christmas music or pull out a favorite tablecloth and serve dinner on beautiful dishes. It all works to create a feeling of home and comfort and brings a little bit of magic to my tender heart. I have started to really notice and appreciate those who make the effort to bring magic to the holidays. I have since talked to people who kept their past traditions and others who have changed them up completely. I do not think there's a perfect answer that lessens the pain for us. When we look outside our grief, there may be people who value that holiday with us and others hoping to find someone to share those times with. I focus less on gifts now and more on those I get to be with. I savor the gatherings with my family and friends. And as time has passed, I've learned that not every family has someone like my mom was. She was a gatherer of people, a light, someone who made the holidays come alive. I do realize, though, that we can become that for others. Ione, my mother-in-law, embodies that spirit as well. In my husband's family, they often get together after Christmas. We'll all meet at a lodge or a hotel, a rented cabin, or something similar and spend the weekend together. Ione always arrives a little early with totes of decorations to transform the rented space into a beautiful Christmas feel. She'll have tablecloths and floral arrangements and themed centerpieces that come together in a meaningful showing of her love for us. I try to learn what I can from my mom's memory and from my own. We can all honor our loved ones who have passed and those with us by embodying and emulating what we love most about our holidays together with them. Here are some ideas to bring your loved one into the holiday. Make a meal they loved with their favorite drink. Play music they enjoyed. Hang a remembrance ornament on the tree to honor them. Talk about your loved one. Go around the room and share your favorite memories or funny stories. Our first Christmas after my mom passed, all of us girls each wore one of my mom's cheesy, quote-unquote, ugly Christmas sweaters. It was a subtle way to feel her around us, but also really lighten the mood a bit. My wish for everyone missing someone this time of year is to know that you are not alone. May you find small pockets of joy. Feeling those moments of joy does not mean you have forgotten your deceased loved one. Reframe it that they would not want their legacy to be sad holidays. For this first Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthday, or other holiday, the goal may simply be to get through it. Especially get through in one piece, right? Take the pressure off, especially if your loss was recent. I'm sorry, my dog keeps hitting the table. Take the pressure off, especially if your loss was recent. Honor your needs as well. Schedule some stress-free downtime. Bring some extra mascara, waterproof, especially. I wanted to share this image from this. Sorry, I just closed the book. Let me see it here. Of course, it's nowhere to be found. Bear with me here. So I guess the biggest thing too that I would advise, if you're kind of before the holiday, if you know you have an event to go through and you are just dreading because of the complete loose cannon that you feel like, or you're not sure how you're gonna handle things, if you're gonna be emotional, maybe you don't feel emotional and you're worried about that, I think just giving yourself some grace, give yourself a little bit of time beforehand or schedule time after where you're not expected to be anywhere or do anything, and you can just completely lay down and binge watch Netflix or something, or get your favorite, meal the night before or the night after. Give yourself something else that's really meaningful to you to look forward to. Another tip I would have is don't feel like that holiday event has to be the only thing that honors that person you're missing. It's beautiful and lovely to just create a private event, something that's just between the two of you that no one else even has to know about, that you can use as your way to really remember and honor your loved one and bring them into your holiday. So this is the image. It's actually my mom's grave with a wreath, but I did Photoshop mom instead of her actual name and birth date on there. But that was something I did one time. It's just brought her a cup of coffee. She was a big coffee drinker, and just imagine I sat there with her with my coffee and just had a moment. And sometimes those little things are more special than the stuff everyone says around a holiday gathering, or maybe your family is one that doesn't want to talk about anything and that frustrates you. But you can still find these other ways to honor that person. And if you have a lot of anger towards someone who's passed, that's okay too. It may be years until you're ready to even just kind of get to a neutral place. And maybe not ever. And maybe there's expectation that you should feel something, and you just don't. If you genuinely are okay with that feeling and it's not hindering the rest of your life, then I'm sure it's fine. But if you notice that everything's kind of on hold, or you're not able to process the feelings, that's different. In that case, I definitely recommend, at a minimum, joining like a grief group. There's Facebook groups for people who've lost parents or siblings or children. There are groups at church. There are grief counselors, grief therapists, all different levels of people that can help you move out of kind of a feeling of stuck. So if that's where you are, don't feel shame about that. Just know that it's okay, and you can begin talking with people and finding out how to move forward. I think one of the biggest things that with grief is that we feel this expectation of how things should look and should be, and when it doesn't match, like our reality doesn't match that creates stress. And so sometimes just letting go of the expectations can ease a ton of stress in our lives. So comment below what you would add. Was there something that you did that really was a beautiful way that you found to honor your loved one during the holidays? Or something you'd recommend people don't do, something that someone did that you're just horrified by? Please share. Let us all learn and grow together and help each other out. If you got anything from this video, please like it, subscribe to this channel, and help the algorithms show this video to people that can really use this. There's so many people out there who experience loss and really tough times of change, and they're not sure how to continue forward. They don't have people in their life that are okay to talk about this stuff with. And creating a safe place here where we can just offer support and kind of any advice we can to each other to help each other is just why I'm doing this. So thank you for being a part of that and being here with me. All right, you guys. Thank you. Bye.